Welcome! This is Mud Dog with the Texas Space Navy bringing you another Star Citizen video. And today I thought I would revisit a video I did a few months back on halo jumping. Back in that previous video, I was able to test and prove that halo jumping was possible if you had some sort of gravity plate to land on. Meaning, like, right now I'm on Hurston, and the original test was done on Hurston as well. So I had an 890 jump as a base platform, and I attempted to jump out of a Cutlass Red and land on the hangar door, which has its own gravity field on the 890 jump. I was able to successfully do this from multiple altitudes. I believe even up to 11,000 meters, so 11 kilometers. I was able to successfully land on top of my 890 jump. It was a lot of fun experimenting with that, though the 11-kilometer jump took quite a while to actually land and come down. There have been some changes in 3.9.1 from previous versions of the game, including wind on Hurston. How does this affect your flight through the air, when you jump out the back of the Cutlass Red? I am not certain. I'm not certain it has any effect. Maybe it has a big effect. Maybe they shut it off a little bit because, I don't know. So I thought I would test that out. I thought I'd also test out to see if they fixed the halo jumping to where it wouldn't work anymore. Because, physics being what it is, you're not going to survive an 11-kilometer drop out of one ship and land on top of the other one without coming out unscathed. So this video here actually has brought on another idea for another test that I need to do that will... Well, it doesn't require orgmates help, but it's always more fun to do it with orgmates, and that is the Valkyrie to Cutlass Red to Valkyrie mid-air transfer. We did a lot of testing with that in a previous video as well, and it was quite successful if you turn the Valkyrie butt into the air straight up vertically, and the Cutlass Red also vertically down where the ramps are facing one another. You drop out of one and into the other. You could survive those types of mid-air transfers. You could also perish in those. If the Valkyrie was not at a certain angle, you would hit the back or hit the bulkhead, and of course you would die. If you clipped the side of the Valkyrie in any way, you would also die. So you kind of have to have the Valkyrie at a certain angle. And the other interesting thing is that we found is there was a lack of consistency when dropping out of one ship to land in another. So it was literally hit or miss a lot of times. So we definitely need to revisit that video as well and see if there is any changes to those mid-air transfers that we used to do in prior versions of the game. I have not revealed what my findings are for this particular video yet. You are going to have to wait and find out to see. I did multiple tests, and you'll see multiple tests in this video. I did more tests than what I included in this video because I don't need, you guys don't want to sit here and see this all day over and over and over again, testing different heights, testing different landings, what part of the ship you're landing on, etc. Used to, in the prior version of the game, if you were to land anywhere on that front section of the 890 jump, you would survive. So things have changed, I will tell you that much. So here you see I have committed suicide on the bridge of the 890 jump so that I would reappear in Lorville so I could pick up my Cutlass Red. If I had a buddy with a Cutlass Red at the time on at the same time as me. They could have easily brought that when I brought my 890. I could have set the med bed for it, or my respawn bed, and this would have saved a little bit of a trip. But that's okay. There are two other quirks in this video that deserve mentioning that really aren't related to the video itself, but I wanted to know if you guys have experienced either one of these quirks. The first one is coming up here shortly when I decide I'm going to quantum from about 10 kilometers up, or actually it's more than that when I get there, from Lorville over to Edmond. Edmond is where I'm doing my test, and you know, there's a little bug here. I'm not sure why, how, what, but it definitely was surprising when it happened. Not as surprising as the last bug I'll show it towards the end of this video. So here I am. I'm about to quantum over to Edmond. It's about 70 kilometers away. I, of course, could have flown this by myself without quantuming, but quantum makes the trip a lot shorter. So I enter the quantum jump and blow up. It's almost like somebody has sabotaged my quantum drive. Or maybe I just had some sort of terrorist on board that detonated a bomb somewhere in my Cutlass Red. Either way, that was really weird that my ship just completely blew up in the middle of a quantum. Not even in the middle, it was more in the beginning of the quantum towards Edmond. So here I am with my other Cutlass Red, as one of them is being claimed, and I fly a little bit higher before I choose to set my course to Edmond. Luckily, I was able to make it all the way this time, and as you can see, I'm going to line up on the 890 jump for my halo jumps. So the object for me here is to just make sure the back end of the Cutlass Red is over the front section of the 890 jump. That's the only way for me to test and see if, you know, this halo jumping works. If you guys haven't seen that first video, make sure you go check it out. It was a lot of fun, you know, testing it out, and I think it'll kind of surprise a little bit of people, you know, how I was able to survive those halo drops. So here I am, I'm trying to level the ship out. I want to make it as level as possible as I increase my altitude. I'm going to go up to 1 kilometer. Just, you know, I don't want to go too high because it takes too long to land. I don't want to be too low because I don't want to just up and survive an easy drop. So I'm going to go about 1 kilometer up. This is only about, you know, this is less than 10% the height that I was in my previous video when I jumped out before. So I'm thinking, oh, okay, no problem. Can survive this, no problem, as long as I hit. Well, my first jump, as you'll see, wasn't exactly on target. It's going to take a couple of different jumps to get on target. I could have lowered the back end of the ship so I could see my destination a little easier. I can see it down here, even though it's in the dark. And but I didn't want to lower the back end for fear that the ship would become unstable and no longer level, and it would start drifting one way or another. I have seen that happen when I have attempted to do this in a prior patch of the game. So right now it's looking pretty good. Oh, nope, I'm off to the side. So in the previous version of the game, I would have survived that jump. So I'm thinking, okay, well, I didn't hit the gravity plate. So maybe it's just, you know, because I wasn't close enough to the gravity plate, maybe they honed in the landing zone a little bit more. So I'm going to have another run at this. My ICU is set to the Cutlass Red, so it makes it really easy. I get up, I go out the door. So this time I'm going to go off the right side of the ramp, which, as I will find out fairly quickly, is a complete miscalculation. When you're looking at things in third-person perspective, sometimes you can get a little confused on which direction everything is. So I don't know if it's that or if I'm drifting because of wind or something like that, but I'm going to miss entirely. And we all know I'm not going to survive hitting the ground from a kilometer up. Though, it looks like I survived for a couple of seconds. Not sure about those death animations, CIG. I can't wait for you to put the new ones in because there's no way my guy should be walking around after landing from a kilometer up. Especially on a high G world like Hurston. So yeah, this is another attempt. This time I'm going to go off the left side of the ramp, thinking that, you know, back the ramp didn't work, the right side didn't work. Surely the left side is going to be on target. Luckily, you don't have to sit here and wait a really, really long time for me to land. Kilometer goes by fairly quick. And as you can see, I'm in third-person view here. And I am right over the target. That's a pretty good hit. And I land... Oh, what? What? Nope. Oh, man. I landed with enough impact that it forced open the hangar doors. Usually you have to shoot the hangar doors open, or you have to use a mining laser or a cutting torch to open the hangar doors. And really, usually it takes the impact of ship guns to open the hangar doors of the 890. And I was able to do it by jumping out a kilometer up and landing on those hangar doors. Now, my other theory is, okay, the hangar doors are open. Maybe the real gravity is on the actual hangar floor, the one that'll raise and lower. So let's just go right back out the same place. We should land about the same place, but inside the hangar. And no. Once again, I perish. So, halo jumping is a great big negatory, Ghost Rider. You cannot survive a long-range drop. They just took that out of the game, which, I mean, I understand. Excuse me. Yeah, I understand why they did that. It makes sense, right? Physics, all that sort of stuff. So this leads to the last bug that I encountered when I decided to take the 890 jump to Area 18. I was closing in on the airport. I even had my Cutlass Red kind of stuffed in the front hangar. Part of it. The other part was sticking out. And they completely and totally disappeared right out from underneath me. Both ships. So this was the result. Have that ever happened to you guys? Let me know in the comments down below. If you like this video, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Really do appreciate everybody that's been tuning in lately. You guys are awesome. Check out my Patreon and my YouTube membership program as well. I really do appreciate all you guys who donate to help me and this channel out. Thank you so much. I'm Mud Dog with the Texas Space Navy. I'll see you out in the verse.